There's a lot of talk around developing an AI ready workforce. And today I'm going to share elements of my playbook around developing one, around what it means to do level one hiring, around apprenticeship programs, and developing AI literacy. Welcome to the 90th episode of the Driving Digital Standup. So when I think about the AI ready workforce, I'm going to start with this year's graduating class, the first real class of AI natives, and they are pissed. I was at the University of Arizona's graduation. I saw Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google, get booed. It wasn't entirely his fault. This is a generation that's been through a lot. If you think back, the 4 years of their high school were prime years during the pandemic. They essentially lost 2 years of growing up. When they joined college roughly in 2022, there was no generative AI or AI to worry about. And everything they've learned and everything they've aspired to has transformed so quickly while they've been in college that now that they're graduating, they're finding it difficult to find jobs. In a recent blog post, I talk about this and I really share with leaders why they need to think about hiring these AI natives, these level one employees that are coming into the workforce today, that are available, that are eager. And the most important reason is as we are embedding and developing our AIs, we need to have our new generation of leaders come in and watch and learn how things used to be done before AI was in place, be a part of the program that transforms with AI, and then become tomorrow's leaders. And I think CIOs, chief digital and data officers, if you're an AI officer, if you're an IT leader, if you're a marketer, you're missing out on the opportunity of bringing in first level leaders, AI natives, this year's 2026 graduating class, and being part of your AI journey. So turn pissed off AI natives into a real enterprise, small, medium business program that can bring these folks into your organization. If you're going to develop an AI ready workforce, you're going to need to think about developing an apprenticeship program. We actually covered this at a recent coffee with Digital Trailblazers. We meet every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on LinkedIn Live. You can find the latest episodes at drive.starcio.com/coffee. And I shared a number of important statistics at this particular coffee hour about tomorrow's workforce, apprenticeship pathways for AI-driven organizations, 170 million new jobs by 23, but 92 million will be existing jobs that will be displaced. So some disparity in terms of what's happening in terms of new versus displaced jobs. 54% of executives say expect AI to displace existing jobs. Only 24% say they will create new ones. That's a problem. 91% of leaders say their organizations have not yet used AI to fundamentally redefine their workforce, and 35% are only in the experimental stage. This is one of the reasons why I think bringing in AI natives is so important, because you're going through that transformation right now. But 85% of learners say the training they received does not help them fully understand or use AI in their role. 89% of business leaders say their workforce needs AI skills, but only 6% have begun reskilling them. And you can see that the Department of Labor is now funding some of this transformation in government. So we've got a problem here, folks. We have new jobs coming in, but it doesn't sound like we're also making up for all the jobs that are going to be displaced. And we're not really thinking about how to really engage our new workforce or existing workforce to be ready to work in this AI capability and to be AI ready. So what I'm going to share with you is a framework I reviewed at this particular coffee hour around developing apprenticeship pathways. And it really starts by understanding the scope. It's not just for new hires, it's also for people shifting roles. It's also about transitioning talent from one area of an organization to another, or building up leadership opportunities. It needs to be designed. You need to have a leader or a set of leaders building these apprenticeship programs. They need to think about not just the AI era skills, but also about how to bring feedback into the process, and how to bring on the job learning to it as well. It needs some coursework that's not going to disappear, but it's not the only place. Think about labs, think about POCs that they can participate in, think about mentorships as part of these programs, and then think about journeys, right? It's not just getting somebody who's an AI native into the door and getting started. It's about taking them through a learning process where they become confident, they become more autonomy and able to validate what AI and AI agents are doing in their organizations and eventually become leaders in your organization. So if you want an AI ready workforce, think about building an apprenticeship program to bring people along the journey. And what I'm going to share next is about building a literacy program, which is taking everybody in the organization and getting them ready to participate in the AI ready workforce. So here's our journey for AI ready. First, I said, let's make sure we are bringing in level 1 employees. And number 2, let's develop apprenticeship programs. The third aspect of this is making sure there's a consistent AI literacy program across the organization. Now, you can see I have a bunch of links in here for previous coffee hours for my blog posts. They are all in the comments for you to read. This is coming from an article I wrote a few months ago around AI literacy. It actually has a playbook directly in this article. And I'm sharing 3 steps of it for you here. First is there's a lot of hype around AI. The very first thing I suggest when you're developing a literacy program is make sure there are practical visions that are recorded before anybody starts experimentation. Make sure they're reviewed and avoid going after moonshots, particularly when you're trying to develop learning programs that are separated from the POCs that you're trying to actually build and deploy into production, whether they're agents or vibe coding or spec-driven development. Second, to accelerate learning on AI, make sure people start understanding what it can do and maybe what it can't do. And the best way to do this is to start building up knowledge bases, department specific, business specific, ways for them to navigate this knowledge base. This not only helps your employees, it's actually going to become an asset for your AI as well. But you need to start getting people grounded in a truth of what AI works today and how to validate results and to be able to evolve that as AI improves over time. Lastly, you heard me say the word validate, okay? And so there's a lot of ask AI and get an answer and move on. We really want our employees to be able to validate outputs, make sure the code that we're generating is valid, make sure it's developing on business requirements, make sure agents are recommending the right choices. And the only way we're going to be able to do this is by having a workforce with strong business acumen that understands AI, that has been through apprenticeship programs, and is ready to become part of our AI ready workforce. If you want to look at the other elements of developing an AI literacy program, do visit this URL here on drive.starcio.com. And also look at the URL starcio.com/DDS-91. That gets you access to my newsletter where I share all my writing from Drive, from CIO.com, and from InfoWorld. So here's your journey I shared with you today on developing an AI ready workforce. If you like what you've seen here, do look at the URLs that I shared in the comment stream, sign up for the newsletter. And if you want to go further, I actually have 2 different workshops around AI. The first, AI strategy and governance. I don't think you can handle either of these in isolation. It just doesn't work. I bring together your leaders. They can be transformation leaders, innovation leaders, product managers, CIOs, chief digital officers, chief data officers, marketers. I also bring the governance side, your operators, your security officers, your risk managers into a room and into a workforce. And even if you have this today, have a strategy and have a governance model, you need to continue to evolve this. This is often a 1 to 2 day workshop to bring these leaders in, to bring the next generation of your strategy and governance together. And then when I think inside the IT organization, I think about what a world-class IT organization looks like today and how to evolve your operating model. Everything's changed since how you created it 2, 4, or 6 years ago. And we help you take your existing playbook and build up what your world-class IT organization should look like in the Gen AI era. So 2 different workshops that you can learn about. Visit starcio.com/workshops and you'll get more information about them. Sign up for a scoping exercise. Thank you for joining this week's Driving Digital Stand-Up. I'm Isaac Sacolick. You can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Twitter, and you can find me at starcio.com. I hope to engage with you at an upcoming coffee hour, and stay tuned for our next episode of the Driving Digital Stand-Up.